Okay, so welcome back to another video. We are now going into week 1 of the block. Confession, haven't actually written up my training plan for this block yet. Obviously I have a rough idea of what I'm going to do. My blocks don't change too much, or at the moment they're not changing too much, and I'm basically repeating last cycle, just slightly heavier. But yeah, I haven't planned out what I'm doing, but I am in a rush. I've got to get to my mum's to get my eyebrows waxed, actually give me a lash lift before I train. It is already 20 to 5 and it's going to take me at least half an hour to get there, probably closer to 40-45 minutes. But luckily, because it's week 1, I know it's going to be light, so yeah, I need to just plan out, write down what I'm doing, and that when I get there. I've also got some grapes to snack on before I train, because I know I'll be really hungry by the time that's all done. Yes, organised chaos, as always, but just going to head there now.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. I got the itch in my palm. My girl, she know she the one. I put the ice on her hand. I put some ice on her arm. See me shining in the light. Know you found me in the dark. Talking how you wanna leave. Girl, you made this far. Taking trips overseas. No, I won't be long. We came up from the weeds. Now it's top floor. All these big gets on her wrist. VVS is on her neck. Make it spin and I don't stress. When I make it stretch. Double back to back then. Down broke, now we rich. Spend it on her, let her spin. Down with me to the end. That my best friend. That my best friend. That my best friend. I'ma spend it on her, cause she all mine. Spend it on a challenge, cause she all mine. There for my first cake, then we hit 100K. $500,000 on the way, then $1 million on the way. Eating good full plates, eating good, say grace. Eat her up, get thanks.
So squats are done. I was actually on the phone for the majority of those, just chatting to a friend, so I haven't watched any of them back. I don't really know how they moved. All I can go by is how they feel. They felt really easy, really comfortable. My body already feels 1,000 times better than it did last week, which is hilarious because normally week 1 I feel battered and beaten up. My erectors and stuff are still a little bit fragile, I'd say, but like I feel 1,000 times better just from the fact that I've actually been hitting my macros the last few days. My diet's been back on track and like my routine's a bit better and I'm getting up a little bit earlier and I'm going to bed a little bit earlier and just I'm back to normal and I thrive in a routine. So yeah, squats felt really comfortable. Not really much to say. Yeah, really happy with them. I'm going to move on to bench now. Obviously it's week 1, so it's very light. Nothing to really report. Yeah, just happy. Everything moved well. I'm feeling good. And yeah, let's bench.
She got cake birthday, I can't waste no way, I can't waste no play. My girl, whoa, whoa, something like the baddest chick. My girl, whoa, whoa, came up from the rags to rich. Hit the road running, I had to tell her I had to get it. She understood, but she spoiled, so when she get mad, she dip. All these big gets on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spin and I don't stress. When I make it stretch. Double back to back then. Down broke, now we rich. Spend it on her, let her spin. Down with me to the end. That my best friend. That my best friend. That my best friend. I'ma spend it on her, cause she all mine.
I feel like this video is probably been incredibly boring because it's such a light week. Bench went so well. I actually paused my 102.5 single for 3 seconds. Very happy. It moved incredibly well. I felt confident off the chest, which at that kind of weight I obviously should feel confident. But yeah, it's a win. It moved really well. Happy with that. Back offs were, to be fair, they were easier than expected. I feel like anything above 6 reps, like last block I did 7s, anything above 6 reps on any of the lifts just feels so hard, like just kind of taxing in like a muscular endurance type of way. But yeah, 4x6 at 92, very comfortable, very happy with that. I kind of just rushed through them as well. Like I didn't feel like I probably didn't have the best technique by the end of it because I was just rushing through it. Like it was still fine, I paused every rep, but I definitely didn't like engage my legs as much as I probably should have to make them move as easy as they should have. But they still felt like they were all below an RP6, like without a doubt, so happy with that. The other thing as well that I am probably going to mention, don't want to mention, is body weight. So as you will have known if you've watched any of these videos, I have been gaining weight steadily since my last comp. As part of my off season, I wanted to just build a better foundation of muscle in order to give me the best chance to be competitive next year or this year. And I was sitting around like the mid 87s, and then my body weight did slowly creep up. Like I got ill, and I ended up sitting kind of mid 88s just before Christmas. Then I got ill, and I started to kind of creep towards 89, but I never saw 89 on the scales, and technically I still haven't seen it in the morning on the scales. The week of Christmas, I started weighing myself, well, just before Christmas, just to kind of stop me from freaking out about the weight gain, because I knew I was obviously going to gain weight over Christmas and creep towards that 90 kilo mark. And I knew it was going to be temporary, and I was telling myself this, but just to stop myself from almost not enjoying the Christmas period, I didn't weigh myself in the mornings. And then from Christmas Day onwards, I didn't weigh myself until New Year's Day, like at all. So I was weighing myself in the evening still, and as long as I'm kind of below 90.5 at the end of the day, I know that my morning weight is going to be in the 88 still, which is fine. As long as I'm below 89 at the moment, I'm comfortable. Obviously I'm not below that now, it's been Christmas. New Year's Day, I weighed myself at the end of the day. I just kind of felt like I had to just rip off the band-aid and just see kind of where I was at. And I was 91.7 at the end of the day, which means I was probably 90, pretty much bang on. I normally lose about 1.8 kilos overnight, sometimes 1.5 depending on night's sleep. So I would imagine my morning weight at the moment is still probably about 90, because also my calories aren't particularly low. So I'm still on 2,600. I'm not going to drastically drop this weight. I'm going to just stick with these calories until I've hosted the comp on the 20th of January. The 2 days after, I'm going to be driving loads anyway. So basically, until that is all sorted and all done, I'm not going to start my cut. So I'm going to stick with 2,600 for a few more weeks. I think my body weight will still get back down to like 88, 89 anyway. But I'm not going to be weighing myself in the morning until I see 90.5 or below at the end of the day. But that's just like a little mental thing for me. I'm not like having the best relationship with scales always and stuff. So just thought I'd add that in. But basically the reason I'm adding that in here is because my butt's finally staying down on my rep work on bench quite comfortably, even when I don't feel like it is. And that's obviously just from the extra weight gain and stuff over the last few months. And I know for a fact my legs are the first thing to shred up when I cut weight. So I'm praying that when I do lose weight, obviously my leverage is going to change a little bit, but I don't think it'll make me any weaker by any means. I think I'll continue to get stronger because I'm going to do it sensibly. And I've had to lose weight before and I've still got stronger. So that's not a concern. It's more like a positioning thing with bench. I don't want to have to not kind of go top end when it comes to comps because my butt doesn't stay down like, consistently and stuff, but it's just a foot position thing. And training at home, I am limited on where I can put my feet, and I've always found that. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. But bench went well. I'm happy.
Spend it on a challenge cause she all mine. All these big gets on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spend it, don't stress. When I make it stretch. Double back to back, then down broke, now we rich. Spend it on her, let her spend. Down with me to the end. That my best friend. That my best friend. That my best friend. I'ma spend it on her cause she all mine. All these big gets on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spend.
Okay, so session is complete. Deadlifts went well. My main goal at the moment is to just get over whatever this mental block is I've had with deadlifts. And I've always thought, like, deadlifts have always been my worst lift. And everyone has that lift that is worse than the other two. But I always feel like my deadlift's been the lift that holds me back. And I do think a big part of that is just my mindset towards them. There was a while where my deadlift really started to progress. Probably about a year ago, I think. And I started to get some really good results from it. And I loved doing it. And I feel like I've lost that love for deadlift a little bit. And I think that's why it's kind of not going that well. Or it is going well. I think I'm being dramatic. Deadlift is still going really well. Like, my strength is still the best it's ever been, and like my body's healthy again. And obviously I had to take a break from it when my back was flaring up anyway. But now that I'm back to being able to handle some volume and I feel like my body is 100% again, I feel like I have to remember that I can deadlift and make sure there's no fear there, basically. I think because I've been hurt and because my back was flaring up from deadlifts, I've got a little bit of fear kind of creeping back in around that movement. So I'm trying to like just completely write that off already and just go into them with a positive mindset. And I think I did that today, to be fair. It was only 140, so it was really light and comfortable anyway. But I think that it moved well. I didn't have to fully reset every rep, and I actually just got it done. And it all moved fine. It all felt easy, and my back felt fine. So I'm happy with how deadlifts went. I need to just keep a positive mindset with deadlifts going forwards. RDLs, I only did one set of 8 at 90. My erectors are still a little bit unhappy. Like, they're fine, but they're just sensitive, I guess, at the moment, and I just didn't see the point in pushing it. Like, this week is, in theory, a bit of a deload. It's week 1 on the block. So I thought it's just not worth it. Just give my body a little bit more rest. So I just one set of those, which I'm fine with. So yeah, I'm happy with how deadlifts went. RDLs, a bit annoying that I had to cut them short, but also I'm fine with it. It's not uncommon for my erectors to flare up, and I know exactly why it's happening. It's just because I've neglected a few things. So since being ill, I've definitely slacked off on my recovery and that side of things. So I got ill about, I think it was 2 weeks before Christmas. And so I managed to catch up on my sessions, but I haven't really done cardio properly since then. Like, I'll still do maybe 10 minutes at the start of my sessions on my accessory days, but it's a very low intensity 10 minutes. It's not really pushing myself. And then I don't do any at the end, which means I also don't stretch at the end. And because I am heavier at the moment, which I'm completely fine with being this heavy, in all honesty, which I never thought I would say that about this body weight. I'm completely okay with being this heavy, and I know there's a reason why I'm doing it. But I know that when I am heavier, normally if I'm anywhere above 87 kilos, if I don't do cardio and if I don't do mobility work, I start to feel like I'm going to hurt myself, or like my body feels stiffer. I don't feel like an athlete. I feel sluggish, and I feel like I'm more at risk of hurting myself, I guess is the best way to explain it. But I am already back on doing the cardio. Mobility and stuff I'm getting back into as well. I am making sure I pick up where I have slacked off, but it's just been like 3 or 4 weeks of slacking off on that stuff. Like, I'm still ticking the main boxes. I slacked on my diet over the week of Christmas, but that's completely normal, and I'm not going to beat myself up over that. Like, that was always going to happen. But like the weeks before Christmas, I did slack off on my cardio and my mobility, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, gonna stop that now. Gonna stop moaning about it, and I'm just gonna crack on and continue pushing and get back on track. Cardio, like I say, I've been doing this whole week, and I've been doing 10 minutes at the start of my sessions, 10 minutes at the end on my accessory days, and mobility I'm now gonna add in again as of tomorrow's accessory day. So hopefully my erectors calm down and I can get back to normal. And to be honest, my erectors feel 100 times better than they did on Saturday. So I do think by this Saturday, they'll probably have completely calmed down anyway. So yeah, I'm rambling now though. So I'm going to end this video here. If you have enjoyed, or if you have anything you want to say or anything like that, please leave a comment. Please leave it a like, and please subscribe. And I will see you on Monday for the next one.
Don't stress, spend it on a challenge, cause she all mine. That my best friend, that my best friend, that my best friend.